Welcome to another episode of Management Unfiltered. My name is Kirk Teachout. Zach Shelley is feeling a little under the weather, so I may be doing a couple episodes by myself today. I wanted to talk about some things that are on my mind. I've polled my audience on Instagram. If you're not following me at Kirk Teachout, shameless plug there. Make sure to do that and reach out to me. You know, I love helping people. Complimentary, of course, for the audience. But, you know, I just love trying to get practice owners and office managers to where they are more productive, which is where we are leading today. I want to call out something that I see in dental practices all the time. And honestly, it's one of the biggest reasons practices stay stuck. Like I said, office managers and practice owners, you are incredibly busy. From the moment you walk in the door, the day is full. Questions from the team, you've got scheduling issues, you've got patients calling, problems popping up, dumpster fires everywhere, someone needing help, someone needing a decision. And by the end of the day, you're exhausted. And it's easy to tell yourself, I worked hard today. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Being busy does not mean you were productive. And if you're an office manager or a practice owner listening to this, you need to hear this clearly. Your job is not to stay busy. It's easy to be busy. It's hard to be productive. Your job is to move the practice forward to hit those goals. Those are two completely different things. To be busy versus being productive. And a lot of leaders confuse the two. Busy leaders are usually just reacting. Let me describe what a lot of days look like in a practice. I know this because we've looked at it in our practice. I've looked at it in other practices. You walk in and immediately the day starts reacting to problems. A patient canceled, someone needs help with insurance, someone can't find something, someone has a question, the schedule needs fixing, someone needs approval, someone wants your opinion, and before you know it, you've spent the entire day responding and reacting to whatever showed up instead of actually getting things done. Now listen carefully, responding to problems is not leadership. Like I said, it's reacting. And in most of your day, or if most of your day is spent reacting, you're not leading the practice. You're just managing chaos. And that might sound harsh, but it's the truth. And I see it all the time. Office managers who are proud of how busy they are. Practice owners who say, I barely had time to breathe today. That's not something to brag about. That's a warning sign. Because if your entire day is reaction, you're not improving anything. You're just keeping the wheels from falling off. Okay, I love to say this phrase all the time. You got to choose your hard, right? You got to choose whether or not you're going to stay where you are by always being busy but not productive, almost never hitting your goals, or sometimes you do, sometimes you're not, but it's not consistent. That's one hard that you've got to choose. Or you've got to choose to simply work a little harder for a little bit of time, front load the process to get things streamlined, work with someone like myself or somebody else, and iron out those kinks that cause you to be busy, that don't allow you to be productive, so you can be productive and have more freedom in your practice. Whether you're a practice owner or an office manager, there's a way to have freedom. I know for a fact because we only work 3 days a week in our practice and outpace most of you guys. I was only in the practice one time last year, physically, to do a training, and yet I'm still managing the practice from afar. There is a way to do it to where you have more freedom and you can still be productive. So, I want to go through that today a little bit. I want to continue on with why leaders stay stuck in busy mode, because I think this is important. Here's why this happens. Being busy feels productive. When you're answering questions, helping the team, solving problems, jumping into situations, it feels like leadership, but it's actually the lowest level of leadership because anyone can react. Real leadership is building systems that reduce those problems in the first place. But that work requires something a lot of leaders never create, which is space. Improving systems takes time. Training people takes time. Clarifying expectations takes time. Fixing, the real root or the upstream effects of a problem takes time. And if your day is packed with interruptions and dumpster fires, that work never happens, which means the same problems keep showing up tomorrow and the next week and the next month. And then people say something like the office is just crazy. No, the office isn't crazy. The systems are weak. And you've got to address that. Office managers, this is especially important for you. If you're an office manager listening to this, you need to hear this clearly. Your role is not to run around putting out fires all day. Your role is to create systems so these fires stop happening. If the same issue shows up, that's a pattern. Look, if you continually have schedule problems and insurance problems and communication breakdowns and patients confused about treatment, those are not random problems. Those are system problems. And if you're spending every day reacting to those problems, you're not actually doing the job the practice needs you to do. You're just surviving the day, and you're being overpaid to do it, I'll be honest. That might sound blunt, but I say it because I want office managers to succeed. The great office managers I've worked with and that I see, they're not the busiest people in the office. They're the most organized, they're the most intentional, and they're the ones who step back and say, why does this problem keep happening? And then they fix the system that is weak. Practice owners, you're not off the hook. Okay, practice owners, you can't hide from this either, because a lot of busy practices are actually created by the owner. If every decision runs through you, if the team needs your approval for everything, if no one knows the parameters without asking you, you didn't build a leadership structure. You built dependency, and you are the bottleneck. And dependency creates constant interruptions, which means your day gets filled with activity but not progress. Owners will say, my team asks me questions all day. Of course they do. You set it up that way because the expectations and systems aren't clear enough for them to act without you. Strong leadership creates clarity, but weak systems create constant questions. But look, here's the difference between activity and progress. Let me make this simple. Activity is responding to what happened today. Progress is improving what will happen tomorrow. Activity fills your day, but progress moves the business forward. Activity feels productive, and it gives you that dopamine drip, but progress actually is productive, not just feels productive. And if you're an office manager or a practice owner listening to this, here's a question you need to ask yourself honestly. At the end of the day, did I just respond to problems, or did I improve something in the practice? Because improvement is where real growth comes from. Again, guys, being busy is easy. It requires no planning whatsoever, no discipline, no intention. The day will fill itself with activity if you let it. But productivity is different. Productivity requires stepping back and asking the hard questions. What actually moves this practice forward? Is it fixing the same problem again today, or building a system so that problems stop happening next week? Office managers, both of you, office managers and practice owners, the ones that figure this out, they stop living in reaction, just allowing the day to push themselves back and forth. They start creating clarity. They start building systems. They start training people. And eventually the practice stops feeling chaotic. So here's the challenge. Look at your last week, where you were busy or where you were actually productive. Figure that out, because those two things are not the same. And the practices that grow the fastest, they learn the difference. Okay? And if you need help with these, reach out to me or Zach, either in Dental Office Managers Leadership Network or my Instagram at Kirk Teachout, or even on Facebook. Like, tag us. Let us know what you need help with, because we are here for you. We are here to help you. But guys, this has been, I know, a shorter episode. I just had this on my heart. Some questions I had from people this last week. But if you want, reach out to us. Like I said, hit the YouTubes, hit subscribe. Make sure to, help each other. Let's get going. Let's get productive, not just busy, and let's have another great week. We'll talk soon. Come on, give me some. Yeah.